Hello and welcome to Taunton. We're here for the third T20 international between England and New Zealand, and it's the big decider today, Sid. We've come out of the press marquee between gaps in the rain, and we're really hoping that that they can get a game of cricket on today. We're kind of swaying from hope to expectation depending on what the weather's doing at any given moment. Obviously we're a few days on now from New Zealand's kind of comeback in the second T20, and that was kind of built on a brilliant performance with the bat from Sophie Devine. From an England perspective though, it was notable for Maya Boucher making her debut. What did you make of that, Sid?
Yeah, she played really nicely, didn't she? She had a good debut by historical standards. The third best T20 debut for England. From a batting perspective, of course, the two that were ahead of her were both Claire Taylor and who was it? Charlotte Edwards from the very first T20 international that was played all those 15, 16 years ago. They were the only two people that had made more runs than she did on T20's debut. So good for her. More importantly, she really looked like she belonged. She didn't luck out particularly with the bat. She lucked out a little bit with running between the wickets. Some of that was a bit hairy, and she'll want to kind of calm down there. But
you need to calm down.
She does. But with the bat, there was no question she was playing some lovely shots. Looked like she really belonged at this level. I guess the $64,000 question, though, Raf, is she going to play today?
Yeah, it's a really good question. I know that we'd said before the series that we weren't 100% confident of her getting a game, which we thought would have been a shame. Obviously, her coming in has partly been because of Heather Knight sitting it out. My feeling, as I've said a couple of times on Twitter, I think, and maybe in our vodcast a few days ago, is that Heather Knight will miraculously have a healed hamstring and will make it back into the match team today, because it is such an important, big, deciding match. She'll want to be out there if at all possible. So that's my feeling. And so, you know, that potentially would mean no spot for Maya Boucher, except it's possible that England might decide after a poor batting display the other day that they're going to play an extra batter, in which case you might bring Heather back in, and then Maya might drop down from number 6 to number 7 potentially. So, you know, it is a bit difficult to drop somebody when they have had a debut like that, because I do think she was impressive, but obviously it partly depends on the availability of other players. Now, Sid, we've spent lots of time at Taunton over the years, and so have New Zealand. They've actually got some quite happy memories of this ground, haven't they? I think they like the coffee here as well.
Yeah, they had a great game here, couple of great games here in the World Cup. Rachel Priest made a load of runs against West Indies, and Sophie Devine. Obviously, Rachel Priest not with us today, but Sophie Devine will be, and she'll have great memories here of playing Pakistan. She made 90 odd and hit a couple of balls way over the boundary into the pavilion. I remember one of them actually heading for the box where we were sitting in one of the hospitality boxes to cover it, and ducking for cover. It didn't quite make it, but it didn't quite make it by about that much. If it had been that much higher, it would have sailed over the advertising. And as it is, it crashed into the advertising, made a big dent in the advertising. So she'll be looking to do that again. And of course, then a couple of years later, New Zealand had another great game here during the tri-series with South Africa. South Africa won't have quite such happy memories of that day, though.
No, absolutely not. New Zealand's opening partnership of Sophie Devine and Susie Bates, who we're obviously now seeing back in action today, came out and they hit the record total in women's T20 internationals as it was then. I think it was 216 for one, if memory serves me correctly. So that was brilliant. And then what did England do a few hours later but surpass it? And I think they ended up making 250 against South Africa. So South Africa had a bit of a difficult day in the field. And I think that was actually the day that Tammy Beaumont made her one T20 international 100 so far. So lots of happy memories of this ground. Let's just hope that they manage to get on and play today. So, any predictions if they do play? I've put you on the spot, haven't I?
You have somewhat put me on the spot. I was just thinking about the fact that, you know, last time out we got photo bombed by Lisa Kitely. This time we've been photo bombed by a delivery van. So, swings and roundabouts, I guess. I think that again, England should be too strong for England. England should be too strong. England should be too strong for New Zealand. England will really expect to win this game. But, you know, if one of the Smash sisters or Amy Satterthwaite actually, you know, get going, then who knows what can happen.
Great. Well, fingers crossed that they actually get out on the park. And bye for now.